But just like how Truck-kun is to a protagonist, that is exactly what the seawater is to their castle. The waves comes and isekais the sandcastle all the way to Bikini Bottom villain and says something so profound, despite them spending all their efforts for it to be destroyed in one blink of an eye. She simply tells him with an optimistic smile on her face that they will build again. The general reflects her sentiment and tells her that they will build a better one next time. But we get a stark contrast when Mr. Villain and a colleague named Trigger do battle with the Rangers. He is a higher up in the Evil League, yet he hates working with the general. Trigger is a bit jelly because he doesn't see anything great about Mr. Villain for him to be given the title of general. When the fighting ends, Trigger follows his colleague, but he cannot understand why the general walks amongst the Earthlings when they could use other means like the Warp Gate. Trigger walks behind him while scowling at him and insulting his unkempt hair and wonders where the general has gone because he doesn't recognize the guy standing in front of him as the same person he fought alongside with. As they walk, the general draws his attention to a food van selling panda crepe, which leaves Trigger baffled since he thought Mr. Villain had spotted an enemy. He sees this as an opportunity to expose him to their underlings, because he feels like the general's reputation will be ruined if they were to find out he has a soft spot for panders. The pander lover buys his snack and gets Trigger to pose with the food item for him to take pictures. Trigger is really getting annoyed, so he angrily hands over the crepe to the man to consume. But Mr. Villain has a moment since he doesn't know what angle to start eating the snack from. This leaves Trigger so triggered and confused that he goes from anime to manga. The general then tells his colleague that if he ever bumps into him again, Trigger should never address nor talk to him because he likes to spend his days off by himself. Later at their headquarters, Mr. Villain works at lightning speed so he can get off work early to watch a special panda documentary. While typing away, a little creature comes to give him moral support to complete his work on time. But we later see that he didn't finish on time because something extra came up, so he worked till late. He tries to get some rest since he is up early the next day for work, but he can't seem to get a wink of sleep for some reason. He remembers that humans count sheep to sleep, so he substitutes it for panda, hoping that would be able to knock him out. It clearly didn't work because the next day, he walks into work like a zombie who is recovering from leg day at the gym. Rooney sees him and is a bit concerned, so asks what the matter is. When Mr. Villain explains his predicament, Rooney enlightens him that humans count sheep because it sounds like sleep.